Hello guys, welcome all of you on my channel. So today I'm gonna be showing you how to draw watercolor portrait, and I choose to draw wonderful, my favorite British actress Judi Dench. So let's jump right into it. I've done some light sketching with a pencil just to see the scale of my drawing, and all the other details I will draw with watercolors. So the very first step that I'm gonna be doing is wet the paper before applying paints on it. It will help to apply a layer of watercolor very even and smooth. It's actually a very nice trick. My favorite colors for skin tones are burnt umber with a red violet. These two colors are good for background layer. And then on some parts I can apply burnt sienna, raw sienna and raw umber. So I'm basically starting off with the lighter colors and highlights and then slowly moving to the darker colors and shadows. And while I'm applying those layers, I'm trying to draw out some features on her face to add volume and definition. At first, I'm paying attention to the darker parts of her face, like neckline under the chin, her cheeks, nose, and shadows under her eyebrows, and of course add with some red violet color around her eyes. While the paper is still wet, I apply more colors to add shadows and volume to the neck and nasolabial folds. These features are most explicit on the aged face of a woman. And after I spread the paint around the edges with a clean wet brush to make the transition of shadows on the skin more even and smooth. Then I let paper dry a little, and it's time to draw some details. As you can see, I'm using the same colors, just mixing it up, making more red or brown toned. Here I'm adding some wrinkles around the eyes, even though I really hate doing it because she's such a beautiful woman, but she's also aging very gracefully, and her wrinkles make her face so lively, so interesting, so profound. That's why all the heroines she plays in the movies are very versatile. So adding wrinkles, creases, uneven skin tone are necessary to create a character on the portrait. Every time I'm applying very thin layer of paint because, first of all, it's easier to add more colors to the painting than erase it after. Secondly, adding more thin layers creates more voluminous drawing that looks realistic. So moving on to the eyes. First of all, I added some burnt sienna and indigo colors to the whites of her eyes. And to draw the pupils, I added a little bit of green deep, sienna and indigo colors. And to draw the waterline and lashes, I used same indigo and sienna colors. To create grey hair color, I'm using a mix of indigo and violet, drawing hair layer by layer, but skipping the glow or highlight parts. The more darker parts and shadows I am drawing with indigo color, using more paint and little water on the brush. And moving on the fur coat she's wearing on the photo, it is actually quite easy to draw fur, and let me show you how. First, wet the paper very well so it won't dry fast. Then apply basic thin layer of burnt umber. No need to be precise here, color needs to be blended and uneven. Then I'm adding a bit of indigo color to identify the highlights. Yes, the highlights will be kind of a bluish color. Then add more burnt umber to make fur more darker. I let it dry a bit and then add more color. I'm mixing up all shades of brown to create more textural material. So I'm basically applying layer by layer of darker colors without drawing small details, but yet concentrating on some bunches of fur to make it look more dark, deep and colorful. As for the background, I'm using only indigo color and applying it layer by layer again to create more deep and darker shade, and trying to blend background with the fur coat to create an illusion of softness. And here is what we've got after applying hundreds of layers. Background looks almost black on the camera, but it's actually very dark blue. And I did some defined drawing of hair on the fur as well. Now I'm working on some details like her earrings and some fur hair around her face, so it will create nice effect and illusion when everything like her face and her hair and earring would be defined and sharpened, and all around that area like fur of her coat and background would be blurred and uneven. Final touches, adding some highlights with white gel pen, just creating an illusion of messy hair. And here is the result. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and it was helpful for you. It was really fun for me drawing it. Tell me in the comments if you liked this video and who is your favorite actor. Thank you again for watching and see you in the next video. Bye bye!